Just reviews Asahi Super Dry. Okay, so I reviewed Asahi Super Dry about 10 years ago, and that was in the stubby. And so I'm going to review it again. Now, I've had some ups and downs over years with Asahi Super Dry. You probably heard me, if you watch this channel, I've spoke about probably about, I don't know, 6-7 years ago, maybe a little bit more. I bought a case of it, and it was actually brewed in China. Asahi Super Dry brewed in China, and it was horrible. And I did not finish the carton. I think I ended up tipping them out months and months later. I didn't even feel like giving them away. That's how bad they were. So anyway, what we got here is a Asahi Super Dry 500ml can, and you can buy this in Dan Murphy's. They're actually brewed in Japan. So these are the Rigididge Asahi Super Dry. And Asahi Super Dry, it's 5% ABV. Like I said, a 500ml can, and you just check on the side to see where it's been brewed. Any Asahi, any of these imported beers have a sticky bead to see where they've been brewed. It says it quite on there, imported by Asahi Premium Beverages. And then, brewed and made in Japan. That's what we want to see. So, I'm doing this again because in the next video, I've got a fair few beers to review actually. But I'm hoping, and probably the next one, I'll do a blind tasting between Asahi Super Dry Japan versus the Australian brewed Asahi Super Dry. And that's in a stubby. I know it's can stubby, but it's close I can get. But so that'll be a blind taste test. So let's crack this open. Now I paid $19 for a 6-pack of Dan Murphy's, which is a really good deal. It's pretty good for this. 6-pack of 500ml cans. Alright. Yeah, but it took a long time for I went and had Asahi after the having that having the Chinese brewed version. Alright, so what we got? Light straw appearance. I've got over 2-finger head, but this glass is pretty cold. Most of these Japanese beers you want pretty much ice cold anyway. You want nice and cold, and most lagers, that's the way you drink them, especially in Australia. It's no ale. It's an English ale, yeah. I won't have it ice cold. The glass will be room temperature. Here's a nice, pretty clear appearance. And so that is Asahi, the aroma. Light smelling. Maybe a bit of a doughy smell. A doughy aroma. But very, very light. Okay, best part. Big cheers to you all. Light sweet flavour, light malt flavour, finishing dry. It's super dry, and to be honest, it's absolutely, for the style, it's absolutely delightful. I think this was created in the late 80s, 1980s in Japan, and then the dry beer wars started. A bit like the ice beer wars in the States when the ice beers started up. But I had some very good Japanese brews lately, the actual Rigididge Japanese brews. And maybe a little lemon flavour there in this beer. A little bit like a slight citrus lemon. But only like, cleans up so quick. You can get a nice little bit of sweetness, cleans up, and so it's super sessionable. This beer, highly sessionable beer. Pair well with anything, any kind of food, because it's so inoffensive. I don't say inoffensive, but it's just so it's there, It just marries up salty food, whatever. It will just help you wash down those flavours. For the style, I think it's very good, and these cans have renewed my faith in Asahi Super Dry. I will be honest. These cans have been delightful. Been really enjoying them. Yep. So highly sessionable, highly drinkable. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this compares to Asahi brewed in Australia. I'm thinking. I think it's going to be the same way it's been going most of these brewed and licensed beers in Australia. I think this one's going to come out top because, by God, this is a superior beer to the Chinese version. I imagine the Australian version will struggle to live up to this beer. And I must say, like I said, I'm never a huge fan of Asahi, but I really enjoy these beers. Really enjoyed that Orion I had. And there's a couple other beers that I will down the track. One beer there will be collabing again with Swillengrog. It's actually Neil Dare Murphy's. So we'll be collabing down the track when we give it a bit of time. So Asahi Super Dry for the style. For a Japanese dry, I'll give this an A. I think it's pretty darn good. But you got to get the correct version. You get these brewed and licensed version. It's a different beer, and you can't go watching this review thinking that it's the same beer. It's got to be the Japanese brew. Look at the side of the can. It's got to be the Japanese brew beer. Otherwise, ignore this review. If it's brewed and unlicensed, I'd pretty much ignore this review. And I wouldn't buy it, to be honest. But so that's the next one. That'll be hopefully the next video coming up will be the blind taste testing against Asahi Japan versus Asahi Australia. Okay, thanks for watching this episode of Joe's Brew Reviews. You all take care, and till next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.